Welcome back to the Estate Podcast episode 2 with me, Siggy Amma.
Me, Stefan, sick mate. Showers.
This guy's a dickhead. So natural. Nah. You fucked up my whole smoke and everything. I need a pad down, I'm sweating.
I forgot to say sick last time.
I need to pat down after that. Welcome back to the Estate Podcast episode 2 with me, Siggy Amma.
Me, Stefan, Showers.
Myself, K Reeler.
So we was just listening to
My favourite band.
my favourite band, Children of Zeus, obviously. So the
Dope
question
ass
is, who's your favourite artist from Manchester at the moment?
Ooh, it's a tough one. That's a tough question.
I was listening to a lot of Meeks. Because it was just massive in it. Check out my review.
Yeah, I was into Banco for a hot second.
Yeah.
Just
Banco.
Banco. That was like one of my favourite
We went
artists.
to
I
watch
just
him
think.
and it was next level.
Did the light change or
just
not?
Banco. That was. He's a dope ass artist.
Yeah, Banco. I did a review on that actually. The Ashley, I think I seen Ashley first before I seen Chung Lee. I think Chung Lee was his first one. I might not be wrong, but yeah, Banco.
I can't remember what the first track was. There's
I can't
one
remember what the
I
first
Can't
track
Stay. There's
was.
another track called I Can't Stay Tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I love
I
that.
can
I
stay
like that,
tonight.
yeah,
Do you know it was
yeah,
Joe?
yeah,
Yeah, me and
yeah,
Steph
Walking
was
Dead.
walking, we
We
was
went
walking to
Walking
get
Dead.
some food, I think.
Oh
And
yeah.
as I was walking, we see a poster on like, you know in Longside where that old church used to be, Plymouth Grove?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the cat's trying to
Cat
stop
is
us
going mad,
again
you know.
every week.
Yeah, you know where you walk where Plymouth Grove, Stockport Road, Birch Lane?
Yeah,
Where the old
yeah,
church
yeah,
used to be,
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
poster there and it said just Banco in constant. Stephen was like,
Right.
yo, do you want to go and watch this? And was like, yeah, of course, we're going to see it.
But we
And
didn't
then-
know it was the day.
Yeah,
I
but no,
think
but
it was
then
gonna
we was
be.
like, let's check what date it is.
Yeah.
And it happened to be on that particular day and was like, right, so we need to try and get tickets.
See, that's meant to be shit.
Gone
You get, man.
home, gone online, got tickets and just went, and it was one of the
Did
sickest
we get
nights.
tickets on though? Did we buy the to go get?
Nah, we got
Oh,
tickets
yeah, 'cause I got it
online.
on my thing.
Yeah.
We went there, yeah. We felt old, yo.
Oh.
Everyone. But first we got there, no one was really there. And we're just thinking, oh yeah, it's good. Yo, it was packed. We're gonna have to.
It was like a mosh pit. I'll have to share.
Yeah, you know what I'll
social
actually do?
media.
Bare young kids would have been there.
I might put it on the Estate Podcast finger just to show people how sick it was because we've got certain things coming anyway which will relate to that kind of
Yeah,
environment.
Yeah. Got a lot of shit in the
But-
pipeline.
Defo, but it's the best time I've ever had on stage.
Yeah.
Like when we've
Yeah.
rocked stages,
Yeah,
but
we've
had-
rocked up many stages.
We've never rocked a stage like mine. I rocked a stage.
Nah, I can
so
imagine. I
he
can
has-
imagine the
He
energy
was
was
on
different.
stage on speaker boxes.
Yeah,
like,
I got a video of him and he's up on a speaker above me.
yeah, yo, I'm on
Right.
the stage just like rocking out like I was the headliner or something. Like,
Madness. Yeah,
Get
called
home.
us on stage, innit?
yeah, got us on stage, and then some of his homeboys like, get off stage. I'm like, nah, I'm staying here.
Yeah, it was a madness.
Yeah, there's quite a few different artists in Manchester. You know, there's Tyler Taylor, there's Connie Con, there's fucking
We was thumping 24K. That's your boy.
yeah,
innit?
24K.
Fucking
What's that
Gold.
track? Was Gold. We used
Yeah,
to talk
yeah,
the fuck
Captain
out of
as
that.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, we was
Captain.
onto
Shout
that
out
for
to
a minute.
Captain.
But Captain, Robbo, Hollow,
Rubber Hollow, Keeks,
Keeks, Kasha, I'll tap
Kasha.
my dog Kasha every single time.
No
Sam's
chill.
there.
Sam's there, no
No chill.
No chill.
Yeah, I
Come
made a
on,
killing
come
off
on,
this
come
block
on,
and I
come
even
on, come
from
on.
there. You get me LA all
Bro,
day.
Reeks and Samsy, I was
Yeah,
thumping
Reeks and Samsy.
them tracks that they did together.
LA.
A couple, yeah. LA.
I can't do that voice. He must have a sore throat.
His natural voice.
Oh,
doesn't
no.
Yo,
But it still must hurt your voice. Sounds like it hurts.
it? It
there's
does
so
sound
many
like it.
different fucking artists out at the moment in our city, and it's there's mad. There's like obviously there's like Shotty Horror, there's
Yeah.
JSD, there's Prima.
There's
Yeah.
quite a lot of
few.
artists that haven't really come up yet. I went to a show when I was dancing at that show with JK.
Oh yeah.
My girl
yeah,
JK,
what's that,
she's
JK?
from Sweden but reps Manchester.
We will
as
get her
well.
on at one point because
Yeah.
she'll be an interesting guest to speak to.
But I went and did backup dancing for her and there was bare artists there that were like we don't really know them yet but they're good, like
Okay.
vocalists, rappers, like it's like okay. Like there's a couple there. I'm gonna have
Even
to
someone
see.
at the Banco show, remember that
Yeah,
young guy
yeah.
with curly hair? He was good.
Like, there's
Yeah.
loads of people up and coming as well, so it's about keeping your eye out for what's coming up next and that.
Yeah, it is, man, because we've been working in the music game now for what?
Yeah,
What?
10
Guys,
10
that's
years.
paving
but
the
we
way
put-
though, innit?
Yeah, we put, yeah, it does a little bit. Like when I used to rap on the estate years ago, you would have like Little Dale, Chase. There was a few of them like in Garton, and then I used to when it was like growing of age, and I've seen them like doing the things. Obviously, Dale took it. R.I.P. Little Dale. Anyway,
Yeah,
I call him Little
Dale.
Dale. Everyone calls him DZ. It's still
Yeah,
Little Dale
it's a
to
little
me.
Dale to us.
But it took it to a whole new. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got
Higher
like Meeks who
plateau.
comes under him, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah, yeah.
like
Meeks is
It's-
doing something phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like when I seen
yeah.
that first, I seen the video with the tank. I was
Oh,
thinking,
yeah.
how's he
That's
gonna?
what I
I was
mean.
thinking, how's he gonna top this? Then I seen him in a helicopter. I was thinking, this boy is
yo,
gone.
me and Kerwin were saying, oh, was it me and you that him and Meeks should get on him and Meeks collabing? Like would be.
would be
Next
phenomenal.
level,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Be
alongside
phenomenal,
Carter.
you get me, like that would.
We
be-
need to get Kerwin on the track with I was gonna say OB, with No Chill.
Yeah, family there.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, talking about KC, I mean, you two have just done a project, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we're working on it's in the progress. We've got things in the line. Like we've got a little missing rib project coming, hopefully soon. We've got a new one coming from Dr. G.
What's the idea behind the missing rib?
Well, Kerwin really, because he's in his mystical bag in it. He's quite spiritual.
Yeah,
he's,
very.
So missing rib, it's like I was trying to explain this. I sent that song off the other day for a single.
Yeah, break it down so the people
Yeah,
can
and
get
but it
an
was
idea.
hard to explain. I'm trying to like missing rib. Like how do you even explain it? It's like the first because I was trying to explain how he should do the hook for us.
Yeah.
So it's like you're missing rib. It's quite
So if
explanatory.
like the way I would explain it is the whole thing
I'm not
of
gonna explain it. Thank you.
like so the Adam and Eve story in a sense of
Yeah, that's where I
that
would
some
take
people
it.
believe that Eve was created
Some
from
people
Adam's
believe
rib.
that's
Like,
and not what everyone believes.
No, there's different
Alright.
strands, isn't there? So
Okay.
like certain Christians believe that.
So not even
Because
all
some of
Christians
them,
believe that.
nah, some of them think that it came from the sole of the foot for the top of his head, but some of them say it came from the rib. So God took one of Adam's ribs and created Eve from
Wait,
the
so
rib.
do women have a less rib than a man as well?
Yeah, we
so
have,
that's
like-
where the thought could
Yeah.
have came from.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically it's like Eve is Adam's missing rib.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a love song in a sense.
So it's more of a like a romantic like love note. Or
Yeah, like a love note really, innit?
Yeah, that's what.
Is it someone? So you're basically saying he's someone that you can't live without.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, you can't. I actually say, my Mr. Career, you probably know, innit? You recorded us.
Yeah.
I say I can't live without. I think I actually end it on that.
Can't live
Yeah,
without
yeah,
missing rib.
yeah,
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 'cause-
yeah.
Yeah, you can't really live without.
And so
if you
tell
love
us
someone.
about the beat and
Yeah, so it's a Dr. G beat. It's
who is Dr. G?
well,
Who is Dr.
no,
G?
Dr.
So-
G. Dr.
Tell
Basically,
the
you
people
don't
who
know
Dr.
Dr.
G
G
is.
is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know that's my nigga. That's my people. You get me? Shout
Yeah,
out.
like-
Doc,
I
you
don't
get me?
really
But
know him too
if
much,
you
but I
don't
know
know,
who he is.
explain to the people who Dr. G is
Can I just
to
explain
Manchester.
my first seeing of Dr. G, yeah?
Of course.
Was a picture on social media of Dr. G with Eminem.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
and then people I know are saying that they know this Dr. G and he's from Manchester, and I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Like, this guy's chilling with Eminem
Yeah.
and he's from Manchester? I was like, okay, so obviously then you can tell
Yeah,
how.
but it's like it's been doing. I've known him for about 20 years when I really think about it. Even though I'm only 21.
Yeah.
Known since the cradle, you get it. But
21.
he used to live near my cousin Karen, like who I do OBO music with.
Yeah.
And he used to be. Jermaine's actually my cousin Jermaine, who's Karen's brother. They've actually done songs together with
Yeah,
Dr. G. Like Jermaine is still today the illest rapper in the city. Like
Yeah.
he's something different.
Credit
So
to Jermaine
we used to
Weiss.
hang around with Dr. G. I was gonna call him what we know him by. Don't give anyone's personal information away.
No.
So yeah, we used to chill with him and that, and he's always been doing his thing. Like when we was chilling back in the day, he was chilling with like President T and
Wow.
yeah, and Skepta came to the hood one time.
Oh,
Like
wow.
Kerwin used to tell me the story all the time. I'd be like, "You're lying,
Yeah,
man."
it's not
but
true, but it's
yeah,
true.
but I seen an interview with Skepta and he was saying, "Yeah, I used to chill in Manor and they was dissing my trainers and that." And I remember Kerwin used to always say, anytime we used to see anyone in like American hats or
Like high
sweatbands and
tops,
stuff, yeah, we'd be like,
Then, like,
we have our own.
shorts that are up to like here, but your socks are at next
Yeah,
level.
yeah,
like,
we had
That's
our
not a
own
money
swag.
flex.
yeah, it's
But
not.
so
money
yeah,
flex.
so Dr. G has been doing big things from Manchester for years. He's produced everyone. There's no one in Manchester that hasn't really been on a Dr. G beat.
Yeah.
He works with a lot of artists. Like he's got like
I've
a
seen-
good.
I've seen that he's worked with Shotty Horror.
Yeah, done
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Shotty Horror, Meanhead, Lyricin, Hypes. There's no one in like go on his profile. He's actually got a list of like half of the people from Big Pun versus Killer Priest.
Yeah.
He works a
Spice
lot
One.
with Spice One.
Mobb
Tragedy
Deep.
Gaddafi, Mobb Deep, like there's
Bone
no one.
Thugs.
Yeah, he's so
Jim
legendary.
Jones.
But so he's got like it's a big production at the moment.
Is
a
that
promotion.
is that something of Dr. G's?
Oh yeah, this is Dr. G's. This is you got this in it back in the day.
That's my own personal copy.
Has it got legends on this?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, lots of KRS-Ones on this.
What's that called?
Like KRS-One.
The Collision Volume 1. I'm sure he's bringing out a Volume 2. He said he was bringing out a Volume 2, didn't he?
So it's actually called the Coalition.
Oh shit, I can't read.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, Doc.
Yo, but that one there is actually not even been taken out of its pack, you get me? So it's kind of an exclusive because there's limited edition. There's not many of these left. I was chatting to the doc and he was telling me that I didn't even know myself, so I'm holding on to some gold right there, you get me? But yeah, there's some big names on the back of there. Read off some of the names that the people know.
But yeah, so I don't. This pod might be out after because President T is coming to Manchester this Friday, and I know this will be out before the K Colt comes to Manchester. K Colt's coming, I think it's August the 18th, but you might have to check me back with that. But yeah, K Colt's coming in August.
That's massive, K Colt. Wow.
I haven't seen K Colt live either.
So is that something that the doc's doing?
Yeah, that's the doc.
What's that
him
through?
That's through the Rapbox.
Okay.
It's a Rapbox production company.
Yeah.
So yeah, on there it's got Hellraiser, Nature, Hussein Fatal, our boy. I think actually we became talking to Hussein Fatal. It probably would have been through Dr. G.
So, like, tell a story about that.
Yeah, well, will you tell the story?
So there was a certain point when we was learning more about culture and whatever else, and we found obviously that every African flag has red, black, or green in it.
Okay.
We were saying
So
this to
I was having a conversation with Dad yesterday, and it was like, so the red is for the blood, the black is for the colour of the skin, and the green is for the land. So every flag in that continent has red, black, and green in it. We found the movement of red, black, and green RBG. We started following it. I was getting my nails done red, black, and green.
Every time.
Shouts out Zayd Malik every time.
I'm looking to collaborate soon with Zayd as well.
I think that's how
Is that attached to that? This is New Africa movement.
Yeah.
I say that because my mum's called Tina, and this is New Africa. You get me? Shout out Mumsy every time.
And I was posting loads, and then Zayd Malik started speaking to him, and then Hussein Fatal's page come up, and obviously like, me being a fan, obsessed with the song Dumping at the time. Tupac and Hussein Fatal dumping, and I think I posted it, and I think I must have posted it and tagged Hussein Fatal in it, and ended up speaking in the inbox. Now that sounds funny to most people because as a female they'll be like, yeah, he's just trying to get onto you. I'll find the messages.
Not on my watch.
Like it was congratulating me on representing the RBG, and then obviously when we did a couple of tracks, I put them on social media, and he was giving me tips on how to rap properly. Like I was starstruck for a second of this guy's was friends with Tupac. That don't make no sense to me. Let alone me from alongside was talking to Hussein Fatal.
That's massive.
And as a rap fan, I felt like privileged. But yeah, that's how we started speaking to Hussein Fatal.
Me and Kevin used to play computer with him, like Call of Duty, and people would be shooting him, and we're like, no, we just shot an outlaw, we're going
what are you doing?
Don't shoot an outlaw.
Yeah, shot an outlaw. Jesus.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Hussein Fatal is, check out Hit 'Em Up, Tupac, second verse.
Shouts out Hussein Fatal.
Oh, go to my channel and check out my remix I made of Min Niggas and put Tupac in a video.
Do you know, actually, like, it's mad because we've got quite a lot of connections with famous people in it, like over the years.
But who did you meet when you was a little kid?
Princess Diana kissed me on my cheek.
For real, like.
Now that's something.
We should have started.
I can't even say anything else after that. You shouldn't have let us say that because I can't say nothing after that. Like what the?
I used to chill with Welbeck.
Oh yeah, all the time. Danny.
Went to a couple parties with Welbeck.
That's my dog. Manchester legend.
Sophie Webster from Nation Street went to my college.
Oh yeah.
That's one.
What did I used to call her? Britain's favourite something. Yeah. Britain's favourite sweetheart.
Oh yeah,
for me, I feel like everyone that's blessed the studio that's ever come through and worked with us, I feel like they were something special. You get me? Whether they weren't famous or not, I feel like everyone that come through was something special. You get me? And I feel like, boy, there's too much fucking artists out there not to feel that way about how many people we've met. And if we could talk about how many people have come through our studios, it'd be mad. You get me?
But you know what this was? I was thinking the other night. Yeah, sorry, this just comes out of nowhere. What's the most influential neighbourhood estate in like Manchester, not necessarily Manchester. If you're in London, if you're in
Yeah,
Bangkok,
wherever you are, what's
what's
where
your
you are, but
and you all call. Not everyone calls their
Hood.
block an estate. So start taking that worldwide, but because I was thinking, we have Wes, we have Wesley Brown.
Wesley Brown is from our
Wes
estate.
Brown is from his estate.
When he rolled through with the
Yeah.
Escalade, and that Escalade was almost bigger than all the houses, I was thinking, what the
He had
fuck?
an X5 with an Xbox in the back, and this is like 99.
From
Yeah,
the
and he
estate.
scored in the Champions League final. He's won a Champions League. He scored in
Yeah.
the Champions League final.
Yeah, we did actually.
But yeah, what is your? That's a question for the comments. Who's? Is anyone like from your estate? Nicky Butt is from West Garden.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
he's
he is.
got that.
Yeah, he is.
Manchester's got quite a lot
We
of
got
fame
we got
coming out of it.
Shine, is it from our hood?
Yeah, Shine, all time my brother,
What?
Shine,
Shine
and
from
Leanne
our
Mason.
hood.
There was
I've been
what's the artist that my dad always
flowers.
talks about? Yeah, Sweet Female Attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Recorded the song round the corner from my nana's house.
I used to sit.
Like,
I just tell this, yeah. I used to sit outside her house, like I didn't even know necessarily
You
where
about
she
11?
lived. Yeah, I was a little kid. This is 20 years ago now, actually. Wait, no, I was. Oh no, yeah, I was 1. So I remember, so I was trying to work out the maths. 20 years ago, yeah, I was 1 year to age. I used to sit outside of the house with a football. I was playing football at 1. I could walk quick. But yeah, I used to sit outside her house, yeah, just hoping to get a glimpse of her. I used to tell her on social media, I bet her husband thinks, get this guy off.
but yeah, that was recorded round the corner from nana's house.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different fucking famous people
There's
from
someone that's famous from old times that my dad always talks about. I think off the top of my head who it is.
What's that song that Mr. Day?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sweet Sensation.
Sweet
They're
Oh
from
yeah,
the hood as well.
yeah.
Actually know his grandson.
It's
Yeah,
magic
I'll
back
never
then.
forget, yeah, Mr. Day went into the. Do you remember the Longside pub?
Yeah.
yeah.
Went into the Longside pub
Oh,
and he
yeah.
was in there and it, and I was like, went up to the DJ and was like, play Sweet
Oh my God,
Sensation,
that's embarrassing.
and I'm doing the dance to like, Sweet Dreamer, and he's like looking at me like this in the corner of his eye like the guy was mad. He was so angry with me.
And
I was
the
like,
lady,
this is for you.
my mum's friend who passed away from 52nd
Oh yeah,
Street.
52nd Street.
You got
Diane
Meek,
Charlemagne.
you got Meeks, you got H.
Charlemagne.
Diane Charlemagne, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I always
Meeks is
forget
made
H
it
is from
H.
Manchester.
H
He
is
was
from,
he was at Mike when we did mic check. I think we did first mic check. Old Tat Lee and that from mic
yeah,
check.
old time mic check.
So yeah, talking about Dr. G real quick. So you got Dr. G, the Rap Box, they're doing things. Mic check are also putting on shows, and Old Tat our dog Sam's there, Shug White.
Yeah, old tight Samsy every time, old tight Reeks.
That's it.
Yeah.
And what's their?
It's Lab
Lab
51,
51,
and they've
yeah,
got the
Lab
White
51.
House.
Yeah, they
And
got
I
that.
wanna
That's what I
shout
was
out.
thinking. The White House.
Congratulations for getting the
yeah,
White
I
House,
know,
guys.
I
Like,
know,
yo,
no,
that's big
that's
move,
big,
man.
we
Big
seen
move.
it.
Go and support that. Go and check
go,
them out, man.
Go and check and go and
Creative
check.
space for podcasts and also for rap videos and
For
many other
everything.
things.
Anything,
Loads of
yeah,
things.
pretty
You get me?
much.
Go
Go and
check
check
them out.
out one of his last posts on Instagram. He's got his shirt off, Shug White.
Oh shit.
sunning it. Yeah, he taught some good knowledge.
Yeah, he does, he
About,
does, he does, he
about
does.
like helping others out and that, and I thought that's what he was saying was very smart. But go and check him out.
Yeah, definitely.
Talking about helping each other out, what do you think about in our own city at the moment with helping each other out? Like, do you think like there's a support unit out there?
More
do you
now.
think there's a scene now than like when we started out? Remember when we started out,
harder.
we was going at
I
everyone.
do think
like,
that's dependent though on who you are and what you're actually doing, because there is a support, but there's not a support for everybody.
yeah, there's a
It's
more of a
still
scene.
like-
There's a
we could
bigger
do
scene
more.
now
It's
than
a
there
bit
was back
clicky.
in the day.
It's a bit clicky still.
Yeah.
But more people, I see more people working with each other.
Yeah.
I don't think we're at where London's at right now, where
Not yet,
everyone's
no.
helping
I
everyone
think
and putting
everybody
everyone's on.
should be helping everybody.
I think
though.
that's the main thing that people should do, is support each other.
We're
and
there
get
to
behind
help
it.
anyone who needs help.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and that's
so,
why
yeah.
I say that, because Samsy's made a good point on his video the other day on his story about supporting people, and go check them out, you know what I mean, because that's what they're doing there, putting everybody on, like them helping everybody in the city at the moment, with the creative spaces, people that didn't have them opportunities, he's putting people on, you know what I mean, and that's what you need, that's what you want to see, more creative support, where
Yeah,
you can
you've
go
got to
and you
support
can get
each
your
other,
shit done,
innit?
you know what I mean, and it's
100%.
not an ego thing or anything like that, you get me.
Like anything I can do to help anybody out there, I'm looking to do it. Like I've got a big heart, I'm looking to give it all to everybody.
Definitely, man. And that's why we was doing the beats all day. We was we was putting people on and helping people. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
like beats
Is
all
that,
day.
is that the most wanted album over there right now?
Yeah, this is the most wanted. Ooh, dropped it. This is the most wanted. You can't see the cover of the most wanted at the moment because
You haven't got the piff yet, have you?
I've not got the piff, but this is the back of the most wanted album. I'm dropping all my stuff. It's got all our tracks on
Wait,
it.
I designed that. I designed the back, didn't I?
Yeah,
That's my first. That's the first.
You can't really see it,
Yeah,
but there's a picture of me and him.
It's not. Yeah, Marco was trying to stop my girlfriend. What are you talking about?
Shouts out to Marco.
I know. Did sync.
Drift Beats. Shouts out to
syncing
Drift
for us.
Beats. He
The
did.
good old days.
Yeah. Marco produced the Piff Rip.
How many
produced
CDs? How many CDs did that sell in 1 week? Ah, kid.
It sold. I'll show you right now. 100 units in the first week.
For real?
100 units
real,
in the
for real.
first week.
100 units in the first week. Both albums did. Well, that was like a big achievement. Like it was very big. The Piff. Sigourney was on the Piff.
I was on the piff.
With Rita.
We spoke about that in the last pod, yeah.
He's not on Can't Stop Me Now. He's on the very end track. She
I
murdered
was on
us.
Can't Stop Me Now.
Is that what he's on? Me now.
I did 3 tracks.
She was on the very end. He was on the very end track.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
that was the introduction to Beats All Day for Sigourney, because that was the very first album that we did together
Yeah.
before we did the Most Wanted. You get me? And I feel like that one was like the most important because everybody was on the whole support. Everyone was there. The whole team was there. No one had dropped off just as yet. You get me?
100%.
You know what I mean? The studio was full. The energy was there. By the time we got to this album, it was a bit different. But that's another story.
Oh, yeah,
you
so
get me?
basically, should we just, because we did our intro last week, should we explain who
Yeah, everybody forgot me
who
last
are you?
week. Who am I?
Yeah,
What's
go
my
on.
name?
But why are you so black this week anyway as well?
Been out in the sun at
Like, what
work,
on earth?
man.
We was the same colour last week. Like, what on earth? Like, I said I was jaundiced last week. Like, you look like...
I was out in the sun for a week
I
at
know,
work
she
and
got a top
got
up.
a tan.
She got a light-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson. Got a
Jackson.
dark-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson.
But yeah, so they didn't introduce me last week.
So who are
But
you?
this week I'm making myself known.
Yeah, make
Shall I
yourself
have my
known.
introduction to you?
Yeah, let's first start off, yeah.
Let's
So
roll back to...
some of you may not know,
For real.
but this is I'm not gonna tell you until the end, but
So,
this is the story.
It was a cold winter night, 1989. Look, this is in the
1999.
yeah, this is a multiple universe. Like it
Yeah.
happened the different
Multiple
time. Like all time Marvel, DC. DC is whack.
Oh
Anyway.
my god,
We'll
don't
do
even
that
bring
later.
it, don't even bring that.
But yeah, let's get back.
So yeah, it was 1989. Yeah, me and my Uncle Mike. One time I want to bring him on the show. Please watch the podcast. I love you, Uncle Mike. And so me and Uncle Mike are chilling. Yeah, I can't remember what time it was. So I
Morning.
can't remember. Yeah, most of it was
7:30 in
morning
the
because I
morning,
think of
morning.
it was like night. So I remember my uncle getting off the phone call. Yeah, and being just frantic running around the house. He goes into the cupboard. We used to have this cupboard
Red
with
box.
a red box of chocolates, just loads
If
of
you're a
mini
family
choc-
member, you know about the
you
red
know,
box.
Yeah. So, and these like miniature bars of chocolate. He's loaded up the bag with about 24 bars of double deckers. I'm like, yes, the best ones. So we're rolling now. I can't remember getting to the hospital. Get to the hospital, see my mum and dad there. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then some little alien creature, and she's actually named after Sigourney Weaver, the alien.
Wow.
Like, so I see this alien creature like,
Some Lion King
for
shit.
real. Oh,
That's
like,
a nice introduction.
oh,
Thank
smart
you.
to the I'm thinking, oh god, my reign is over.
Nah,
No,
it's a bit-
he got to the
nah.
hospital, he saw a baby and realised that the attention wasn't going to be on him anymore.
I'm so sad. No, I wasn't. I
Sibling
was
rivalries going
I was
on.
never jealous even from little. I was so like amazed. I was thinking, yo. So that's who she is, my little sister.
Yeah, so...
Sigourney,
And,
Siggy
and,
Amma,
what,
shower
and have,
time.
over the years, you've been making music. And
So,
then,
a lot of people are shocked at this because this was 2.5 years between us.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5. But obviously, there's a
21
lot of
and 19.
siblings out there. There's a lot of siblings out there that aren't too tight. But with me and Stefan, from the jump, it's always just been me and Stefan. I think our parents instilled into us from very young that you got to look after your sibling,
They
innit?
used to always say, you'll always have your siblings.
Yeah.
Like when friends would fall out with us and stuff, to like
But
pick
you
your
still got
chin
your
up.
sibling,
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I'd be like,
So.
what? And then
And
my
I think-
home is the hood is dangerous.
But like that's
But
been
she protected
bred
me
into us.
anyway.
And it's become a thing of we've been in situations where either Stefan's felt I've needed so I felt Stefan needed
For
protecting,
real.
so I jumped to protect him like the superhero that I am.
For real.
Marvel all the way.
Someone attacked me not long ago in a
that was
pub.
a nasty little dick she just did. And I felt it,
You like
I felt
that?
it.
Riddle me this.
In my missing rib.
But
I got jumped in a pub the other day, and it's going about a couple of months ago. It's going to save the day.
Yeah, I had to jump in a protective rubber now. I don't condone violence at all. But
no one said it was violent. I just said
I have to. For me, it's been bred into me to always look after the number one person, and I always see it as like my parents one day might not be around, and whatever, it's going to be us two. So we've always been very, very close. Like I used to go out with my friends for a drink, and I'd phone Stefan like, "Yeah, you coming for a drink?" And all my friends like, "Why's your brother out with you?" Like, went to a work party. Christmas, last Christmas, a work Christmas party, and it was around the corner from Stefan's house. So I was like, "Yo, you coming for a drink? Come and have a drink with us." Everyone's like, "Why's your brother here?" I'm like, "Cause he's my best friend." Like, don't get twisted.
We all became friends at the end of that.
Yeah.
So who started rapping first?
Stefan started rapping.
Yeah, I started rapping
but
first.
It all started from when we were kids.
We used to actually. I started writing my own raps first, but we're quite musical. Like my dad's quite musical and installed into us. Like
talk a little bit about your dad, because shout out to your dad. His dad has got a sick musical.
I'm not sure if he'd even want us to talk about him, but sorry, Dad.
Let's just talk about his musical collection.
Like vinyls, like I can't even tell you how many.
Yeah, there's thousands of vinyls, like Connie Con style amount of vinyls.
Yeah, so. From growing up, my dad always played like the old school songs to us.
When I go to your mum and dad's house, and he puts his music on, and I'm talking, you could be talking to me, and as soon as he puts the music on, I just be took away, because like I'm a beat maker, so like I'm sure the guy's just trying to plant seeds into my head, like, hey, you should make this.
We have used a lot of his stuff to make beats as well. We would go to my dad's collection, pull out some stuff.
What was that?
We never scratch your records, Dad.
Nah, what was that album he told me to look at?
Sensitivity, my dad.
Oh yeah, my dad. So
years ago, album.
My dad made an album of songs, and it's
like
compilation.
Basically Tim Westwood.
Yeah, and my dad put basically just all the songs together. We still play it to this day. I've got it on my phone. If anyone wants it, ask me and I'll share you the playlist, because it's great.
Yeah, Sensitivity, the first song is Ralph Trans, what is it?
It's Ralph Trans, Sensitivity.
Sensitivity.
But yeah, it's got like, and the thing about my dad with the music thing is, his music taste is very diverse. Yeah. Like, it's incredibly diverse.
You sing Ballroom Blitz? Ballroom Blitz.
I can't think of it. It's
listen to some weird music.
Like on the Sensitivity album, there's a Elton John song, but it's like Nikita. It's the most random Elton John song ever, but he's got that on it. But then he's got Grace Jones on it and Janet Jackson. It's all like a mad mixture of people.
It works.
It works very well.
So let me ask you, what was the first track that you guys did?
That we made. Well, let's tell them about the Vanilla Ice, like how we used to rap and stuff.
What was the Broken Glass? Everywhere. That's the first one we learned.
Is Rapper's Delight?
Rapper's Delight was the first one we learned.
Well, you learned it more than me. I couldn't do the colours.
Oh yeah, so obviously my dad's influence in music. He grew up in the time when Rapper's Delight came out, and obviously so we've heard it all our life.
1979, is it?
Yeah. And we've heard it all our lives.
And that's what it taught me how to do, like memorise, like when things come out.
Don't understand how
79, Off the Wall, 83, Thriller, 87, Bad. 92, Dangerous.
That's my album.
But yeah,
he instilled, obviously the Rapper's Delight was a song that we heard quite a lot. So, and I was very into learning the lyrics of songs. Like for example, Whitney Houston learnt the whole of I Will Always Love You and sang it at like 2 years of age on the city. It's just madness. But Rapper's Delight was the first rap that I actually sat and I could recite. And then what's the Broken Glass Everywhere one? People pissing on the stage, you know.
So that was Rapper's Delight. Wait, that one's Rapper's Delight. No,
it's not. But Rapper's Delight is, I said, a hip hop.
Which one was the first track that you recorded together?
So yeah, so that started off, and then we did that. There was a time we was on the bus coming back from a party. Sorry, I have to go back, but this is kind of leading into that. There was a time I was about 14, and we was at a family party, coming back from the Britannia Hotel in Piccadilly, and we're on the bus, and randomly me and Stefan just started spitting Ice Ice Baby, but not his version. We kind of twisted it a little bit. So like instead of 818 whatever avenue you said, we'd be like 818 Lamport Avenue.
Yeah,
no one said we're getting the 192 to Lamport Avenue.
Yeah, like and we just said it on the bus randomly, and at the end of us rapping this together, bouncing off each other, people like were stood up clapping to us.
Yeah, right.
So obviously we was like, what?
We're stars.
Just little kids
on the bus.
And because we changed that up, then Stefan obviously was doing his rap in school when he went by Chaos MC.
Yeah, Chaos MC.
Chaos MC. That's a
We
mad
used to
one.
rap over like
Shout out
More Fire
Chaos.
Crew
Yeah.
and So Solid. And we'd have to
Because
come
that's
up
the
with
thing
that
when we
all.
went to see More Fire Crew in. No, Heartless Crew in Platfields Park.
Yeah, because Lyricin, or that Lyricin, he won
Shout
the
out
competition.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he got like a studio or something. But yeah, the first song that we
So yeah, that
together,
developed on to us rapping, and that was so Stefan had said to me one day, you should just start writing.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't think I can do it. And he was just like, just try. And I'd just gone away on myself and came up with the original title of the song was My Love for Music, and it was my first 16 bar. We can share that some point through here. And I went and wrote that down, and Stefan helped me tweak it. And then that was the first one we ever recorded, and that's when you found us on SoundCloud.
No, but yeah, how did we do it? We recorded it on SoundCloud. Should I tell them how that happened?
I think we spoke it in the last podcast.
No, we didn't say it. We said we're gonna. So I used to work at the airport at the time, and I used to do night shifts. So I'd finish at about 6. So I'm getting home for about 7, 8 o'clock. And I wear alcoholic, but most nights I was working,
If you have to say it, then you must be.
yeah, I was probably drinking
No
too
disclaimers
much at the
here.
time. I don't drink now at all, pretty much. I'll have one at like a wedding or whatever. I don't know what I said. Wedding.
A wedding.
What's my wedding? I was going to say, I didn't want to say the F words, I break it down, but anyway.
Yeah, I see that.
So I used to come home, grab a little quarter bottle of brandy now, and like write and whatever, and I found SoundCloud, and it had, to sign into SoundCloud, it had a big red button on it. It said record, and
Which I never even knew, because that's mad.
yeah, I was thinking,
mad.
how
When
do
you
I get
said that,
into this? I don't know how to use the finger. So it said record, so I was like, record, and I'm like, oh, it's fingering. So I just put a beat on rapid, I think I did a Dr. Dre verse. I did a freestyle at the end of it. Freestyle's pretty good actually.
Is that the one where, is that on SoundCloud? Is that
That's
the one
the
you done
very
Lucifer,
first
Son of the
SoundCloud.
Morning?
Well, that's coming. So I
Okay.
did the Dre
I
one.
woke up.
And then so I've got a beat, and then I found another beat, just like music.
That's my
Yeah.
favourite song. That's my favourite song.
It's a Marvin Gaye sample in it.
Yeah.
So and cause her bar was called like My Love for Music, and that I was kind of consciously finding a beat for her to
record,
do
basically.
it, And so I've done my bit, and I've probably just done it this morning. I heard her getting up, and I thought, yo, come and do it now. And she's like. This is morning time, like, I'm like, nah, you can do it.
And the joke is, it was like a Saturday morning or something as well. You know, you want a lie-in, and Stefan's like, bursting into the room, like, come and make a
Nah,
track.
you was
Oh,
going
yeah, I was
downstairs.
going
I
downstairs,
caught
went
you.
to the
Oh, I
tea.
heard you. I opened the door. I'm like,
My eyes
Death
aren't
row.
even open yet, and Stefan shouted me to make
I'm
a
like, yo,
track.
you don't need a broom, man. You got this. And then, like, she did it in one take. I'm thinking, right, this took me like 4 hours.
So what, the maddest thing about that story is, if you didn't do that, I would never have heard that track.
Yeah.
You get me? Because even though I seen the Dr. Dre one and whatnot, for some reason I went straight to that. Just Lucifer, Son of the Morning when you get me, and I listened to that, and then I listened to the Dr. Dre, and then I listened to the Eric Sermon. By the time I got to the Eric Sermon, I was like, oh shit.
Because I think that's a thing as well with us being so close. When we collab together, there's
You
a
can
lot
see
of you can see the relationship. It's like we get on so well, so we bounce off each other. And I think in that track, that a lot of people, like, we was laughing because I got more plays, didn't I? Stefan did a couple of tracks and got
that
a couple
was
of plays.
the most plays in my whole thing for a long time.
That just blew up, and I think people, they can hear the relationship within the song, which makes something.
For me,
grow more.
when I heard that track, it was the rawness of the track. It was not mastered. It was not
It's
mixed.
just done in a
Yeah.
bedroom.
I think I could hear someone like
downstairs.
music
My dad's
downstairs.
playing music because my dad's a big
Yeah.
music fan, and at the time I didn't notice it. It's only like now I listen to it, I'm like, I can hear. Like, the
Yeah,
beat's not even on. If it was online, it didn't work.
I was
Different
playing it on
BPMs.
I was playing it on my speaker
Big speakers,
system,
like, what the
and I'm playing it, and I'm thinking, I said to Marco, I said, yo, what's that sound, bro?
This guy does not have a clue.
What's that sound, bro?
It's that,
You get me?
but I think that makes it good because it started out real raw.
And you know what the funny thing is, I'm gonna bring it all in together. Shouts out Big D every time, because
100%.
it was Big D that put me onto you, innit? And it was Big D that was like, yo, that's my boy, innit? And I was just thinking, this nigga's music's so raw. Like, I don't even know.
Like, if you don't know
this
Big
nigga
D,
knows,
that's
like,
I needed,
So-
I think I needed like tutelage and obviously you did when I got there. Like, if I just got to a studio, because a lot of times you go to a studio and people aren't necessarily gonna like teach you. Actually, Wanda, I'll tell my homie Wanda. She's got like she's throwing out some packages at the moment, where I think she's got studio space and stuff, and but developing artists and stuff. Ash does that great, but she's advertising already, so we will steal all your customers soon enough. But for now,
you're good.
But
we're busy.
But yeah, Ash would like tell me certain things. He told me one time, like I think I said it last time, like yeah, don't say that. And so I would learn. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just learning little bits.
You know what? Yeah, working with D helped me like develop and coach artists, because I could see that Big D needed some help when he first got with me. It was
Didn't
like,
he have an album? Didn't he have an
he
album?
already had the
anywhere?
album there, but he just needed help recording it. You get me, structuring it, and just like
what was it? Just wrote on paper at the time.
It was literally wrote on a book, A4 pieces of paper. Like it was so thick, but all the lines was filled with rhymes. Though you get me,
so it's
like
not broken into 16s and stuff.
No 16s, no 30s. It was like a 64, bro. Each page, I'm talking every line was full.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
that's how everyone starts like that.
That's how you start.
You stop rapping when the page stops.
Yeah. And so like when he came and sat down with me and he showed me these books of rhymes, and I was just like, whoa, you need to get this recorded. You know what I mean?
Because I was quite lucky. I didn't start writing like that, because Stefan already structured it straight into 16s for me.
Well, it's hard to figure out how to start rapping if someone doesn't support you. Like I remember when I started, and I was asking my boy, I was saying, yo, what's a bar? What's a bar? You know what I mean?
It's hard to explain even as well. So I don't think necessarily people was trying to not help, because I used to think that
you
for a long
gotta go out
time.
and figure it out for yourself. Like it's like saying, yo, what's a sentence? You get me?
True.
It's like it's asking someone that who's already a developed rapper. It's like you just said it yourself. You get me? Like what's a bar? You get me? You just said it. So then boom, when you figure it out, because I remember there was back in my day there was a magazine out. It was called Back in My Day. Not back in there. That road, knock on door, get some food. So there was a magazine called Hip Hop Weekly, and
I don't remember that. I only remember my newspapers on the internet.
So
I remember Sabrina the magazine.
There was a magazine. So in this,
Jesus.
So there was this Hip Hop Weekly magazine, and in it had like the 16 of the week. So I used to cut this 16 of the week out every week, and I'd put it down, and I'd write a 16. I'd write a bar, and I'd copy it, and I keep copying. Not that bad, but I'd copy the structure. And until eventually.
And I can kind of see that, because I've seen your writing structure, and like mine, you see mine is not like it's like mine's like mine's are different. It's like M&M's. It's all over the fucking thing. You can't really read it.
It's like a what's the called a spider diagram, just all over the place.
But Ash's was very like structured. I used to think, how do you do that? Like I've tried it sometimes. I can do it now, but a bit if I really concentrate.
It's hard to structure your shit if you don't know. So like. I was
Can I
blessed.
tell you how I did mine?
I'd love to know how you did
yours.
What's
that? How I did 16 bars. What's that song? Hey, yo, check this out. Is it BVSM?
I need you.
Nah. I've actually gone on TikTok. Do you see a video of me doing it? I'm actually gonna. I think we recorded it one time. Remember? It's basically I don't need you.
We did.
Yeah. So I might even bring it out soon. Go and check out I Don't Need You, the trilogy. It's on Bandcamp.
Go check that out.
But yeah, so at the start of that song, it goes, "Hey, yo, check this out," and then there's 16 bars until the hook comes in, and so I used to write to that over and over, and then
just a quick shout out to Auntie Marie, because that was her song.
Yeah, man.
Every time.
I actually wrote something about Auntie Marie. I always write about Auntie Marie. I don't need you. No, I don't mean that. I don't need you. It's on I don't need you. It's on I don't. Yeah, no, it's on I don't need you.
So once you learn how to write a structure, once I learned how to write a 16, it was fully on for me, you get me? I started fucking getting all my shit together.
Because I'm not even gonna lie, realistically right now, I just still don't know how to fully write a 16. I think, for me, I remember reading, what was the Salt and Pepper song?
Well, I used to rap to.
Yeah, there's a
you
song.
You said it like
that. Hurt you. Never tried to hurt you. Don't know if you listen to the way I rap.
Do you really want me by Salt and Pepper?
I kind of rap like that. And I think that was because that was one of the first, because we had the lyrics in the back of the CD.
Auntie Debbie took it out of a magazine.
Yeah.
And it's not there now in the CD. I can't fit that. The lyric, I wish it was still there. It was
but
a
yeah,
piece
I
of
kind
paper.
of learnt to rap from reading through that. So then when now, as an adult, trying to write a bar, for example, I can remember how I saw it. If you understand, that's how I learned how to. So.
But the story about that salt and pepper rhyme, when I first got to high school, I couldn't write garage. I know I didn't have anything. I didn't have no rhymes. And
garage days,
and I used that. I used to speed that lyric up and put it over, thinking like it was mine. Like obviously I had to think these don't know what salt and pepper are. Like I used to listen to Dizzy Rascal and that, and I used to spit that and just spit it real quick. I used to steal the bar.
Yeah, because you know what's funny though, because by the time you come to the Beats All Day studio, when you first come, you was just spitting bars after bars after bars. Like he was just he did not stop. As soon as he got there, and I was like, yo, this is Marco, this is Stefan.
Just constant.
He was constant.
Keep going.
But the thing that I noticed is I could tell by the way that he was spitting that he writes bars right to the end of the page, because this guy was just flowing right. Because sometimes like when I'd be sitting there, I'd be counting bars in my head and I'd be like trying to figure out like where's this going, like where's it a 32 spitting, is it a 64, like where's it going? Cause so once you just get to the end, so you think right, okay, he's gonna stop there. You get me? He just kept going.
He never stops.
He just kept going.
Yeah, because I was writing, because at that time I knew how to structure it, but I was in that phase. I think I was writing like 64s at the time, because because the challenge at that time, because at that time I'm not at my peak, but I'm at my peak as in my mind state. Do you know what I mean? Like the thoughts that are coming out, they're coming out so quick, and game was coming out at the time, and I think out of Too Noisy, JT used to always say, you remind me of the game, you bring that same kind of energy, and I thought, yo, I'm gonna try and do that 500 bars. That was my
500 bars. I'm running.
I don't even think I got up to 500, but that was like my thing.
Because we even went through a stage trying to rap fast, innit?
Yeah, just like doing different styles in it, even like that bone thing.
Twisters coming out on it.
Yeah, the bone things I could never get. I would love to.
You know what's funny about that though, like that fast flow, it's something that I've always been fascinated with. Like as you know, like I like to do different flows, and I used to just be fascinated by it, like how do these guys do this? Like, and you know what? I went online and I used to watch these videos, and it says do these tongue exercises, and it say like do things like and you know what? For hours, I used to torture myself doing this for hours, and they say, Stefan, yo, you know what you should do, you should do this, and I do it for ages, and I kept torturing myself.
That's the only one I can do is the twins one.
I was gonna say Pun's the fastest for me.
But
remember what the thing said last week? I kind of agreed with it. I don't think I did. I was just like nodding because I was thinking about too much. Fios and Teasy said it means more bars, and that's not right.
Yeah, he said UK got more bars because we rap fast, but that's not necessary because there's people across the pond that are rapping well more faster than us.
Yeah, because who's rapping fast in England? Who's like I'm probably one of the fastest. Shreds goes about fucking.
100 miles an hour,
you can put him, but cause I've never heard someone rap like that in England.
7 spare. He was quite quick.
Yeah, but that's a new thing back in the day.
That might also be a thing of. we speak faster.
Quick, yeah.
So that could be the confusion, maybe, because I know, like, especially like Mancunians, obviously me being Mancunian, Irish, we speak really fast. Yeah, shout out to TZ. We speak really, really fast. Like a lot of people say to me, like, slow down. I'm like, I'm talking normally. What's the problem? But yeah, I think that might be a thing because where we're from, it's a fast dialect.
And that's what I didn't really like. Not that I didn't like gigs at the time. I didn't get it. Like,
gigs I felt like he missed bars. Like they was rapping so slow. You get me?
I didn't get it.
I was actually listening to gigs the other day.
Shout out to gigs every time, man.
What should we get on the
we've
topic?
Topic. We just been So this next topic, Ash doesn't really want to talk about it, but as a female, I think we need to talk about it. And it's the Roe versus Wade. A lot of you won't know it as Roe versus Wade.
I don't even know what that is.
So, if I give you the story of what Roe versus Wade means, then we can get onto the topic. So, there was a woman who was known as, I think it was Jane Roe, and a solicitor, something Wade, and she was a woman who was pregnant at the time with her third child, and the child was conceived by SA, and she wanted to terminate the child basically.
By what? SA?
SA, I don't know what to say the word.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so she
Oh,
was.
yeah, YouTube talk.
Yeah, YouTube talk. And she didn't want to keep the child, so she was trying to terminate the child, and
Which makes sense to me.
to me it makes sense. And then she had to go to court basically to fight to terminate the child basically.
Okay.
And it took, because a lot of states in America, you're not allowed to do that. No matter where or long in the pregnancy you are, like obviously in the UK, up to a certain amount of weeks you can, and whatever, and obviously in other circumstances you can, but in America, there's certain states that don't allow it at all, and so she went to court and fought the battle, and she won to terminate the child. Now, in certain states you can't terminate and whatever else. Now recently, obviously we've seen on the news and social media that in America they've banned it in more states again. So there's a situation of like there's a video trending on
Do you
TikTok
know
at the
how
moment.
many states has?
I don't know
what's the
exactly how many
percentage?
states, but it's quite a lot of them that are saying that you can't do it basically. And obviously we're saying that's a violation against a female's human right in a sense. Now, obviously for me, I'd like to know: do you think that's a violation to say that she can't do it, or do you think that
What, she can't do it, period?
she can't do it? Period.
Yeah, that's a violation because.
And what's your thoughts?
I feel as though it's a violation. I've seen some things online. I've seen a video where there's like a doctor talking to a woman, and he's just
Yeah, that's
basically
the
going
guy
through.
acting in it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy's just
Actor,
basically
what do you
the
mean?
guy's basically he's an actor, and he's just basically going through
Like
what
to
the
give out the
woman would.
message.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
it's basically going through this paperwork of all these things that she has to, all these checks that they have to go through, and all these checks.
So, for
if any of
example-
these checks come back where they find her liable, where they think that that's not a good enough reason, or it's not it could be something that they think it could be her fault, or anything anything that makes the situation where it puts it back on the woman's toes, even though she's the victim of the situation, then she could
'Cause
find
it says
herself going to
something like-
prison. You get me?
If you've had a miscarriage, and like say you go out of state and you have a miscarriage and you come back and you're no longer pregnant, you have to prove that you've had a miscarriage, and
Yeah,
if you
that's a bit
can't
deep,
prove
that.
And
it,
I think that because it's such a subject where you shouldn't really put a woman in that situation,
Nah,
and
yeah, I
make them
didn't
feel
know
like
that.
that. Do you know what I mean? So like
That's
they could then
psychological
find themselves,
warfare. That.
they could
Yeah.
find themselves in prison or whatever. I don't know what it is that
and
happens,
also
but
you
it's
need
bad.
to
It's
remember
bad.
as
Do you know what I
well,
mean?
when a female's pregnant, your hormones are like there's a lot of people with like depression through pregnancy and stuff anyway.
Yeah, but losing,
So-
she's
and then
she lost a
losing the
baby.
child, yeah.
That's something.
Or if you're pregnant for a circumstance that you've not wanted to be
Yeah,
pregnant
yeah.
in, or like there's a lot of situations, and I think what we need to remember in that situation as well is these women having children that they don't necessarily want is an effect on the children, and I think we need to remember as well it's affecting more African American women than it is more white American women, because there's a lot of like white American women who can fly out of state easier. Like there's money, like
Yeah,
especially in the
different.
hood, the money is harder to get into them situations, and obviously we know in the hood there's a lot of assault, and like there's a lot of women getting pregnant that they don't want to be pregnant, or domestic violence
Even with
situations
stuff like
and
the,
stuff like
the
that.
butt implant. Did you see the video of Cardi B where it's from a few years ago now? I think it was on Vlad, and
Oh, yeah, she had it
she just did it.
illegally.
She just went round the corner and got it done.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you go to people are gonna resort
Backstreet
to
places.
We don't have the resources what other neighbourhoods have when you come from somewhere where it has always been in poverty our whole life.
Yeah.
And not even just our lifetime, our mum's lifetime, our mum's
Forever,
lifetime, you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Because I actually saw a video. There's a young black guy who's saying, "Let's go and impregnate all of the politicians' children."
But I just want to
See
say
how
that's
quick
not to
it
say we
changes.
can't
Oh,
change.
yeah, that's
That's not to say we
different.
can't change our circumstances,
Right.
but at the same time from poverty, you get me. But
It's,
go on.
it's basically causing a divide, and then to flip that as well, like on TikTok, it's trending on the Tupac "Keep Your Head Up" song. It says something about why do we hate our women? Can we take from our women? And
Why do we rape our women?
now obviously then there's a big debate on TikTok on that as well, because it's a lot of white American women using it, and we all know at the beginning of the song it says the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So the question is, should these women be allowed to use that song? Should they not be allowed to use the song because it's aimed at the black community?
I think people are just missing the message. just take the message out of what's being said into the song. And
Yeah,
don't
I
take
agree
anything else.
personally.
Because
As a black woman,
Just
I
take
think
the message,
anyone should be
you
able
know
to
what I mean?
use it.
Just
'Cause it
take
just-
the message because it's going to motivate everyone around the
Because
world.
what they're signifying initiating the enlightening the first bar in it, and that's just what he said that. So you listen to it like. Lloyd Banks was saying it the other day on the Joe Budden podcast. All the time, Joe Budden, I'm coming to take your sponsor. Hey, we all bald headed nuts out here.
I still got my hair.
Lloyd Banks was saying it. Shit, I lost my point again. I just got into what did Lloyd Banks say? What we were saying
About the
I did this last week.
he does this every week.
He does.
He was talking about how
The blacker the berry, the
Tupac
sweeter
track,
the juice, and they're saying that I was just saying how they missed the message out of the song, and it should
it
basically.
should be aimed at everybody.
It's aimed
be
at everybody. Do you know what I mean? And not to
I
say,
think
I don't think everyone's. I don't think. I'm not to say anyone. I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I just think me personally, when it comes to songs like that, because it's such an uplifting song, I think you should just take the message out of the song.
Like the song basically says,
and just
keep your
leave
head
it
up,
there,
like,
and just leave
keep
it
your
there.
head up in it. We don't need to turn it into a battle.
We don't need to do all of that because there's
Conquer
so
the
many
vibe.
people around the world.
Yeah.
So many people around the world that are going through so much, and they use so many different songs. Where if we start talking about this
It
race
should only
and
be
that race,
stuck to a
then
certain-
so many people will be stuck in their in their circumstances and not be able to use the music that's out there to uplift their lives. You
I
get me?
think what we need to
So
remember is
it's
I think
important
we
to just
spoke about
hold
this
the
last
message.
week, like we're a whole. As a human race, we're a whole. Yeah, this guy might be darker than you, lighter than you, different religion than you, different race than you.
You're darker than me.
Lighter. But it's a thing of we need to remember we're all one race. We don't need to be divided. We don't need to. I don't need to hate you because you're from a different country than me or whatever else. It's silly. Like we should actually unite as a
Let's unite as a city and step to the world as a weapon. It's a bit OTT. I used to love that.
What she called Latifah, UNITY. Like we need to unite in it, and I think sometimes within the debates, especially through social media, there's a lot that happens on social media that people like. Well, I'm not going to support you because you're a different person than me.
Back to
it's all really silly. Like it's very very silly to. Well, I'm not going to support you because you're not from Hood.
I think we just need to take the word race out of it and just call
Yeah.
ourselves humans, and that's just
well,
you're
I went
a
for a
human,
stage-
I'm a human, and I bleed, you bleed, you
Exactly.
breathe air, I
went
breathe
for a stage
air.
on social
So
media,
let's
though,
just
like-
help each other. You get me?
So,
I don't
for example-
see no race or anything like that because my colours, my family's got so many different
Exactly.
ethnicities in it.
the
I don't
race thing,
see no
innit?
race because the only race is to slow down in life and just cherish life and enjoy life and take it for what it is. We're here, so don't cheat yourself, treat yourself, and just be in the moment of life and just look up and see that the
Preach,
sun's
bro.
shining. See that the sun's shining. You get me, and see that another day above ground is another day blessed in it. Because 1 minute you ain't gonna be here. You get me. So make
I
the
went
most
for a
of it. You
stage
get
on
me.
social media of like, I would post, say for example, posting Stephanie's birthday, but like, happy birthday to my favourite human. And I used to use the word human a lot, and people would question it like, well, aren't we all humans? Like, yeah, I'm not saying that. It's just.
Why
It's
would
just,
you
a
even
way
question
of,
it?
it's just a way of expressing myself. We are all humans. I love all humans. Like,
But it's funny how they gave it the race, because and then they put you in categories, and with race, it's a race against each other. And
Yeah.
they put you in
That's it. That's right.
whatever category
Was it
you
Pat
are.
that said you slow down? And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, slow
what's
down.
that? There's
high
a
speed.
experiment that they've done within schools, and they do it during like counselling sessions or something sometimes, where like so there's like say 10 people in a row, and they'll ask you certain questions, and it's questions like. I both step forward if both your parents are still together.
Yeah.
Step
Seen that.
forward if
Seen
you've
that.
had your education. Step forward if your parents pay for your car, and it makes you realise like no matter there's people within the same culture and race and stuff who some people could be way back here and other people are way up here, and it's a matter of circumstance or working for what
Well,
you've got.
it takes me back to what we was talking about earlier, because you've obviously got an injury in your leg, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you
Old
when
time, innit?
when I snapped my tendons in my leg and I fell to the floor, and I was in town, Manchester, and I just come from work, and I fell into the floor, and a family walked past me, and I said to him, "Yo, can you help me up?" And he said, "Sorry, I got no change."
Yeah.
I got like £300-400 in my pocket, you get me, and I'm on the floor, I'm in pain, and then these
People
guys
just
that I
walk
didn't know,
past you,
these guys
yeah.
who didn't know, they was foreigners, they didn't speak the language where we was from. I can't remember where they said this from Italy or somewhere like that. Shout out to these guys, man, because they came over to me, and it helped me. They had suitcases and all that. They was obviously going somewhere, trying to catch a coach or whatever they was doing. It was in a hurry, and it stopped and it helped me and it picked me up, and it just made me realize that, you know what, we need to stop looking at each other like that and just like start looking at each other as humans again. You get me? Because like to say like you've got that, sorry, no change. I didn't ask you that. I asked you to help. Can you help me up off the floor? You get me?
Once I was in Piccadilly as well, like walking through Piccadilly, I saw a woman, and she had a buggy with her baby in a buggy, and like a 3-year-old next door, and she had a suitcase. And she's like running forward, stopping the buggy and going back to get a suitcase and bringing the suitcase forward and then going back to the buggy and bringing that forward. And I'm watching, like, I was watching for a couple of seconds. That's what I mean. I was watching for a couple of seconds, and in my head I was trying to assess the situation, and I could hear, how I noticed though was someone said, why is she leaving that bag there? That could be a bomb. And I thought, so obviously I looked straight away, it was a black woman, I'm like people are obviously, there was a racial profile there anyway, and obviously I just got over to her and said, can I help you with your bags? Because she looked like she was struggling. So she was like, no, I'll carry the bag if you can just push the buggy. Obviously she's got 2 littles, like the children were 5 and under. So obviously I've like helped her, and we've walked up to Piccadilly train station, and she was so thankful. The woman's trying to give me money, and I'm like, I'm not doing it for the money, I'm doing it for like out of the kindness of my own heart. Like I could see you struggling, and she did make a point of like, I felt really silly because I could hear people talking about me. And that kind of broke my heart a little bit to think like, as a human race, when we're very uncaring. Because
we see a lot of things on TV that make us numb inside to certain things outside, you know what I mean? We see we're drawn to negativity, and we're disgusted by anyone that's being positive. Look at him as being cringe. You know what I mean? Like, look at him, he thinks that he's a positive. He thinks he's a motivator. You know what I mean? He thinks he's a motivator. He thinks he's doing something great when, you know what I mean? You can go on Facebook and just say to someone like, you know, have a good day, hope you have a great day, and they'll be like, look at him.
I try and post on my social media something positive at least
and then
once a day.
You could post something like, oh, I've just had a fucking shit day, I'm sick of this, and
you get bare
loads of people like, what's up, what's happening, inbox me.
I see people
they want to know the negativity.
Like, just a quick to switch that's a thing I've noticed on social media.
Why we like that?
If I post something that's like really positive about something I've accomplished or something I've done, there's a lot of people that like I see, like especially you put it on your story and they don't react or whatever, and as soon as I put up that I'm having a bad day or I've hurt myself or whatever, like loads of people jump in your inbox like, what happened, tell me the story, tell me the dirt and whatever else. And I think sometimes we need to realise not to be, because you chasing that negativity only brings negativity back to you. I'm not saying like I'll share my negative side because I do believe we need to be 100% real and show the good and the bad, but I would say do not chase the negativity, because when you chase it, it comes right back to you.
I always say like holding on to hate is like drinking poison and expecting another person to die from it. You get me? Because you know, when I see people online and they say they're having a bad day, I always try and shed a little bit of positivity. Like, I hope you're good, to hold your head up. You get me? When people, because you see those statuses all the time, like I don't know, this random negative shit, and I think, yo, I hope you're good, hold your head up, you get me? I always try and give that positive little
like keep going
motivation to them, because you never know what people are going through, and you never know, they might be looking at you thinking no one cares, you get me? And so like, you have to look after each other, and you have to look out for each other, and you have to like support anyone that you see on their grind, because you don't know what it's took for that person to get on that grind, you get me? You don't know how long that person behind the scenes has been.
People don't.
They don't.
We've been saying this for millennia. We have to be real with ourselves and say humans, most of us are not nice people, and that's probably the.
Because I think for me, I'm a very supportive person. I think in any situation, if I know you've got a new project coming out or you've jumped on something new, I'm always very into. I will try my best to support that.
Right, so but before we go, go on.
Like, if you need me to share your product or whatever else, hit me up, I'll share it. Like,
me and Stefan's
I'm
been
happy to do
but
that.
before we go, how many people on? So say we've got at least 200 people on our social media. How many people even just like clicked a like just to let you know that they're seeing? And it's not like we just put one video out, because people can say, right, I don't like how you do music. I don't like that health that you do. I might not like your beats.
I'm not into exercising.
So, but then it's like, so then we bring them a platform which is just conversation, and no one's ever said I don't like conversation. So
do
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
drop a like. comment.
More to the point, drop
subscribe.
the comments and give us some feedback on this.
Let us
these
know.
conversations. If you're
let us know
watching, let us know. You know what I mean?
Like, let us know if these conversations is what you need to hear, or because there's a lot of within the three of us, we have a lot of information to share. We have a lot of positivity we want to get out there, some controversial topics that we want to share with you. But we need you to let us know, like, what you want to hear, because that's what we're here for.
Should we bring Conspiracy Corner?
Like,
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Corner, we've got murders and all that stuff.
I
love a good crime.
Let us
talk.
know what you think. Let us know where you're from as well. You know what I mean? Let us know where you're watching us from. You know what I mean?
Shout out Bailey Sarian, just
Which
a quick
estate
one,
are you
because-
from? Do you know what I mean? Welcome to our estate, but which estate are you from? Let us know. You know what I mean?
Thank you for watching us on our episode 2 of Estate Podcast, and we hope to catch you soon. Let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, hit us up.
Thank you.
Thank
Peace.
you. Peace. Oh, I just realised you can see that phone in there.
Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Peace.